fault. It's not my fault that my body does gross things. My body shits, but that doesn't make me gross. You know, shitting's gross, but that doesn't make you a gross person. My body accidentally pees on itself. That doesn't make me a gross person. If you have incontinence, that doesn't make you a gross person. You are still a beautiful person that deserves anything. I didn't think I was gonna cry. I want to make this video so people out there know if they're going through this, if they're having to make the decision to wear a diaper. I'm sorry. And that's what this channel is about. And ABDL itself, it is not bad. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm saying that it can be harmful though. Bondage is not necessarily harmful, but it can become harmful. Just like anything can become harmful. And I basically want there to be a place for people that are just realizing that they have incontinence and that they need to go through some kind of how do I say this? Another thing that is painful that in the medical world is having to realize that you need a wheelchair. I didn't have pain resulting in the fact that I needed a wheelchair. And I have a video coming out, I believe, about why that is. But for the sake of this video, I'm going to bring it up. Needing a wheelchair is painful because it's this unknown. It's something that can be made fun of. In a sense, when you're ambulatory, it can feel like you're giving up, and a lot of people around you view it that way. And I didn't have those feelings about a wheelchair, but I had them about diapers. There are so many resources on the internet nowadays where people are there for you to walk you through the pain of needing a wheelchair, and to some extent it's even praised. And I want to speak carefully with this. It's almost seen as a way to get ranked higher in the chronic illness community. There's a negative thing about the chronic illness community, and it's the fact that I'm sicker than you, I have more medical devices than you, I have all this. And I hate saying that, but it's true. So that does not mean that having these devices is negative, but there is a negativity in this community where my cat is tearing something up, where you are praised more for a custom wheelchair than sorry about that, what was I saying? There's just this praising, this like you're more sick, you're more something when you have specific medical devices or aids. And although that can be very, the fact that there are people out there being like, if you need a wheelchair, fucking use it. It's a tool, because it is a tool. You know, if you have the option of being in bed all day or using a goddamn wheelchair and getting to go to the store or maybe the zoo, then fucking use the goddamn wheelchair, you know? Like, that's positive. That is positive. And there are people out there that are doing that and are being what people need. There's not that though for diapers, and diapers is a much more shamed thing. You know, when you're teaching a child to use the potty, you're like, big girl, you know, big girls don't use diapers. And so it has this stigma in itself of, if you're an adult and you need diapers, you're either in the nursing home or it's a fetish. That's the only real known. It's not something that is really talked about, or it's, you know, it's your beginning of your life and the end of your life. It's not something that could possibly be present in somebody in the middle of their life, because, you know, who needs a diaper at that age? It's just so like, there's ignorance. It doesn't exist in a lot of people's minds, and hopefully I'm making sense. there just was not any resources for me to learn from somebody else about how to love myself during this painful time in my life. And so I decided to, I don't remember what brand I used to wear, but I wore some very uncomfortable kind that just weren't very pretty. It was a literal diaper, so I had to figure out how to diaper myself. The way I figured out how to do that the most cleanest way was to lean up against the wall and put the back of the diaper on me and then put the front on and then try to like wrap the sides around me without touching anything, but you know, I'm touching the wall. And if you've ever been into a bathroom, I'm sure you've probably seen crap smeared all over the wall before, and it was just not clean and sanitary, and I didn't want to do it. But basically I started researching and I found out that they had adult pull-ups. So I think the ones I wore were purple for a while, and they just weren't very comfortable. I noticed a sound to them a little bit because my clothes were very thin. I have a lot of sensory issues from my autism. If you want to know about that, you can click up here. But I just couldn't wear them. They weren't comfortable. Someone gave me the suggestion of wearing pads in underwear, but again, I don't like underwear. They're not very comfortable either, and I have to be comfortable in my clothes or I get kind of angry. And so I got the idea to wear pull-ups from Goodnights, like the kids brand. So I actually wear Child's Goodnights. They just look like this, and I'm so thankful that I can still fit into them. I wear the largest size. I know not everybody can wear these, but that's what I wear now, and the reason I wear those now is because they're most comfortable, and I do find them honestly a little bit cuter than the adult diapers. I know eventually I'm gonna have to wear adult diapers, and that's okay. I'm gonna have to dive into that and find some diapers that are comfortable when that time comes in my life. But for now, I can get by with wearing just, you know, Child's pull-ups. And they fit me. They don't feel weird on my butt. That's my biggest area that I have sensory issues with underwear. And so sometimes I'll put on a pair and it'll be fucking with my sensory issues. So I'll just take that off and wear it a different day. And sometimes a different day it'll feel fine. That's my sensory issues for you. But yeah. I'm very thankful that I finally found something that would work for me and that I'm comfortable with sensory-wise. Now, the reason I wanted to make this video is because I know that there are a lot of other people my age and even younger and older, you know, that have to wear diapers at a I guess, normal age. A lot of them probably feel old and gross and just disgusting and alone. You know, when I first started having to wear diapers, I felt gross and disgusting and like I was a 60-year-old. I might as well just check into a nursing home, like my life's over, no one's gonna want to date me, I'm ugly, I'm nasty, that my body's making me pee on myself. All these awful thoughts that affect your self-esteem, and just, it's not self-love. And I got to the point where I'm like, no, bitch, I'm sexy in these. I'm cute. I'm young still. It doesn't matter if I have a bladder disease that's gonna make me accidentally pee on myself. It's not. It's just slowly leaking. Kind of like if you need to fix your tap. That's my bladder. It just leaks. And so you're a biscuit. Haha. And so that's what my incontinence level is. So I don't need a lot of protection. I could probably get away with pads, but pads are I don't feel very secure in pads, and I don't find them very comfortable. So that's why I actually wear full-blown diapers. When I first started needing to wear diapers, like I said, I did not want to wear them, but I slowly, as I got more into DDLG, I decided that, hey, this is getting really hard to deal with. I'm tired of having to have so many pairs of pants with me, and it just wasn't becoming doable anymore to avoid it. And so I have a bad habit of needing something to validate something that's in my life. It's something that I'm trying to work on, but at this time in my life I was completely fine with that. And so I was trying to use ABDL as a ways to validate the fact that I needed diapers. And it was more of a way like of me going like, la 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 la, I don't have incontinence, what are you talking about, kind of scenario, where like, this is just a kink and I'm gonna pretend it is, and if you tell me it's not, then fuck you, kind of thing. It wasn't like aggressive, but it was aggressive towards myself because I hated myself. I had done a lot of self-love at that point in my time, but I still hated a big portion of me, and the fact that my body was what's the word that I want? Can't think of the word, but going against me, betraying me, that's the word I want. Made it even harder to go along the journey of, you love yourself. Your body might be not working as well as it should, but you still can love yourself. You can separate your medical conditions from who you are, because I am not my incontinence, and I didn't realize that at the time. And I was also really struggling with the fact that I'm 18, 19, 20. I'm really young. How are people going to love me? How are people going to find me attractive if I can't control something that you should learn to control when you're a child? And it was very painful. And so I used ABDL to cope with it. And I really regret doing that, because it was, again, me forcing myself to be something that I'm not. I do not find diapers attractive. I don't find them sexual. I don't see any kink related to them whatsoever. That concept of finding that sexual and attractive kind of grosses me out. And I have a hard time saying that and not feeling like I'm kink shaming, but I'm being honest. It's not something that I find attractive. And just because I find something not attractive or gross does not mean that it is necessarily gross. If you like it, fine. We're not talking about that. We're talking about how I viewed it and how I was trying to lie to myself about what I liked and what I did not like, because that's what I was doing. I was harming myself in a sense by trying to force myself to like something, especially when the reason that I had incontinence was because of a painful medical condition. Trying to sexualize my incontinence, I had a hard time trying not to steer away from the fact that I was trying to sexualize a medical condition. I don't know if that makes sense. Hold on. Hello, baby boy. Come on, baby. Sorry about that. So basically what I'm saying, my interstitial cystitis causes my incontinence. And if I'm trying to sexualize my need for diapers, or the diaper itself, more so, then that bleeds into the other things. If you're sexualizing me needing a diaper, then in my opinion, I think the rest of that is technically being sexualized. And I had a very hard time dealing with that. So it was like having this constant war in my head, and it was painful. I think I'm going to get very heavy into explaining exactly how ABDL can get. ABDL sexualizes bladder holding. It sexualizes just a bunch of things, and holding my bladder is very painful. And I was trying to date people that liked this stuff, and so it was doing more harm to me because I was trying to be what they wanted. I was trying to be their preferred sexual fantasy kink thing, and that hurt me. Holding my bladder, if you have interstitial cystitis, you know how god awfully painful that is, and that turned them on. Now, did my pain itself turn them on? Probably not, because they didn't understand that it was painful, because I didn't explain that to them. But again, it was its own war in my head. I was trying to pretend to be something that I am not. I don't find that attractive. This is something that's actually very painful, and I'm trying to avoid that pain, and in doing so, I caused myself more pain. Now, the fact that I did this, is this ABDL's fault? No, it's not. But it made me realize that there are other people out there that are in, I'm getting the acronyms confused. ABDL. There are people in ABDL that are in there because they have incontinence, and some of them actually might find it attractive, but I would argue that a lot of them are in there because they feel like they have to be. That they were like me, that they felt like if they were not in this, they were not going to find someone that found them attractive. If they were not in this, they would be... It's like this protection of getting made fun of, because it would be labeled kink shaming if you make fun of ABDL. God damn it. I need to write this down so I don't forget them and mix them up. I don't know why, but I keep doing it. Anyway, my point is, there was no one that I could go to, there was no community or anything that I could go to help me process the fact that I was losing control of my body at such a freaking young age. No one in my life, and continues to be in my life, would have helped me deal with that. There were more people in my life that were shaming me for needing diapers, including my parents, and I hate saying that, but it was true, than not. And so my refuge was ABDL. There we go. Thank you, brain. Okay. My refuge was ABDL. And I was trying to hide from that so much. But I decided that I needed to make this video, because that video that I made about coming out, about having incontinence, and how you're beautiful too, you're not gross, and all that, I don't think that was enough. I think this video needs to be made. Because, god damn it, if this video was out there when I was dealing with this, that would have been so helpful, and I'm sorry that I'm crying. I'm sorry, but it's important that they are not gross, that they are just as beautiful and sexy and awesome of a person as they were before they had to do that. So I just want to say thank you so much for watching this. Remember that you are not gross. Your body might do gross things, but that does not make you gross. So I just be that, and I made that video, and I didn't really explain myself very much, I don't think, and that's why I'm making this video, because it's not enough for me to post pictures of myself in a diaper. You know, why are my cats making so much noise? I apologize. Sorry for all the noise. What was I saying? It's not enough for me to post a picture and be like, love yourself. You know, if you have incontinence, then you're still beautiful, you're still worthy of love, you're still all these things. I don't think it's enough for that. There are people doing it now that I see a little bit of it, but it's not. I think I've seen one other person do it, and I think it was once. There needs to be, well, actually no, two people. There needs to be more. There needs to be more people outspoken about it. There needs to be talk and communication about how you post a picture online, you're automatic, and you're in a diaper, you're automatically put into this ABDL group or kink and fetish. And it's happened to me. There's been several people that have found my pictures online and automatically assumed, even though in the description it stated in the hashtags in the caption that this was has to do with incontinence, that I was still even so put in to ABDL. I am not ABDL. I am trying to be what I needed, and that the inability of people to separate incontinence from a fetish is toxic. That does not mean that ABDL itself is inherently toxic, but it has toxic parts about it. If I don't want my diaper to be sexualized, then I should have that right. You know, if you still find it sexy, then you can't really stop that, I don't think. But you can stop yourself from commenting something about how it's sexy, because when you do that, you are telling me that one of the most painful conditions that I have, that causes my bladder to fucking bleed, and it feels like there's acid in it, and even the slightest movement can make me cry. You're telling me that you find the fact that that medical condition causes me to be in a diaper sexy. That's what I see it. That's how I see it. That's how I see it. And that is wrong. There are thousands, probably millions of people on the internet that are ABDL that want you to tell them that they're sexy in their diaper. They used to be all over Tumblr. They're probably not anymore because of the community guideline changes. But they're on Instagram still. They're out there. They're on YouTube. There are communities on YouTube where they make videos specifically for you to jack off to and do your thing to. I am here for a very specific group of people. People that feel like they need to hide, people that are embarrassed, and people that are ashamed and are having a hard time loving themselves. I'm here for them. And I should have realized when I made that video that there was a possibility it was going to get sexualized, but I hadn't had the experience of that happening yet because I assumed, wrongfully, that people could be decent individuals. And I'm not saying that I'm stopping. That's not what this video is. This actually is the opposite. This is me saying even if people are going to be assholes, I'm gonna still do what I'm doing, and the fact that I stopped for a little bit makes me mad. It makes me mad that I allowed people to hinder what I wanted to do for other people. And I guess that's really it. I think you should be more mindful of the next time, because I'm assuming there's going to be a lot of ABDL people watching this. Next time you find somebody online, make sure that they actually want that diaper to be sexualized, because I'm hoping that more people are going to talk about it instead of hiding. There are so many people that are paralyzed that need diapers. I even know of a person that went through such great lengths to avoid a diaper, and thankfully she did because she succeeded in it. But the reason she did it is because of all the feelings that I had. And she did close to the same things as me, as avoiding wearing a diaper, and if she peed on herself, she changed. But the reason she did that and felt the need to do that is because of how stigmatized diapers are. They're either sexual or they're stigmatized. There's no in between, and I'm here to make an in between because I think there should be. There should be a resource for people to go to when they're first having to cope with the fact that their body is technically betraying them, because that is a very painful thing to do. There are so many different types of ways your body can betray you, but the fact that you can't control your bodily functions is a very special kind of circumstance, in my opinion. So yeah, thank you for watching this video. If you made it all the way to this end, wow, you're amazing. And yeah, I hope you have a beautiful day. Don't forget that I love you. Thank you for staying alive, and I'll see you next time. Bye.